Printing your artwork out from Procreate can be really daunting, especially if you have no prior experience in the design industry. There's a lot of terms that make it sound complicated and technical. Can you even print professionally from Procreate? Yes, you can. Really, there's just 3 simple settings that you need to ensure your document has in order to produce high quality prints. And these are very easy to set up as long as you do it right from the beginning. I'm going to show you how to do that in Procreate right now. Before we dive in, there's a free cheat sheet with this video that has everything we're discussing here today, so you can easily refer to it later. I've dropped a link in the video description below. There is one instance where Procreate's not going to help you out preparing your print files. I'll explain why a bit later. So we're in the Procreate gallery here, and we'll start by setting up a new document. To do that, tap the plus sign in the top right of the interface, and then you're going to see another plus sign just below that. Tap on that and you can come into your custom canvas settings. Everything you need in order to set your document up for print happens right here on this screen. The first setting that's important is this first one that we've got here, and that's the physical dimensions. So we need to create the document with the final print in mind. And in a lot of cases, when you're creating a piece of artwork, you'll know the finished print dimensions that you're aiming for. So set that up right from the beginning here to ensure that your artwork is large enough. If you've made it too small and you need it bigger, you can enlarge it a small amount if needed. But you'll start to experience pixelization and distortion the more you do this. So it's better to get that final size right from the start wherever possible. And if in doubt, go bigger. It's always easier to reduce the size rather than enlarge. So we need to fill in those width and height values as close as possible to the finished result. And you'll see you can change between millimeters, centimeters, inches, or pixels down the bottom here. So if you're comfortable working in inches, just choose inches and then input your settings, width and height at the top here. Something to note here as well is you see this maximum layers value. That's directly attached to this setting and the next one that we're going to be looking at, which is DPI. So the higher you set both of those properties, the fewer layers in Procreate you're going to have available. And that's because the iPad's memory is used by both of these properties. So you can see the number of layers you have available here in this value. So keep an eye on that as well. So the second important setting is resolution, and resolution is all about the quality of the print, and the value is called DPI. So that stands for dots per inch and refers to how many dots are printed in a square inch. 300 DPI is the standard when setting up a document for print. You can go higher, for example 600 DPI, but it's not necessary. 300 is plenty high enough. And 72 DPI is another common one that's used for digital artwork. So for print, we want 300 DPI. And a little pro tip here, it's always a good idea to work with 300 DPI anyway, even if you intend your design only to be used digitally. You might change your mind down the line, or you might need to enlarge the size. So it's always better to create the artwork with a high resolution right from the start. The third important setting for print is color format. So we go into color profile here on the left. You'll see that you have the option up the top between RGB and CMYK. Color formats are a complex subject, but the main thing to understand is the difference between these two, RGB and CMYK. RGB stands for red, green, blue, and it's the profile that's used for digital artwork. CMYK is cyan, magenta, yellow, black, and it's the profile used for print. So we're going to be looking at the CMYK profile. And you'll see here that you have a wide range of CMYK options to choose. If you're unsure, just go with the top one, generic CMYK profile. This will give you the most compatibility. Likewise, if you're working in RGB, just go with the standard profile at the top, which is sRGB and ends in 2.1. That will have the most compatibility across devices. So let's go back to CMYK. Something to note here though is once you've created the document, you can move between the different types of CMYK values, but you can't change it from one profile family to the other. For instance, you can't take an RGB document and change it into CMYK. I have a video about how to do that though as a workaround. If you need it, it's linked just above and also in the description below. So now we have everything ready to go. So just hit the create button in the top right, and now you have a document that you know is a high quality. You can do the fun bit and get creative. Something worth noting before wrapping up though, Procreate has the CMYK profile available now, but there's a bit of a catch. It's actually not a proper 4-channel mode. As you can see on this post in the Procreate forum, a team member commented saying, as Procreate is currently based on a 3-channel color engine, RGB, we can't fully recreate a true CMYK experience without entirely changing the brush engine. Even though the result when printed directly from Procreate is almost like the real thing, users often run into color difference issues when importing their art into Procreate. Okay, so why does this matter? Why am I telling you? Without getting into the weeds too much, there are occasions when you're going to need to provide specific values for the CMYK channels. For instance, with my custom gold foil card course, we go through this in detail because we needed to provide those gold elements to the printer in 100% K value, which is the black channel. So when we're in Procreate, even though we can see the 4 channels in the color value palette here, really if I set that to K as 100% and then export it and then open it in Photoshop, if I take a sample here, you can see that it's not actually the true K value. It's made up of the combination of RGB channel that mimics the color. But when you need to provide a precise, accurate values, such as when we're making gold foil cards, Procreate on its own isn't going to cut it. So what I tell my students to do in this course is start in Procreate, we do all the lettering and the typography in Procreate and make the actual design of the cover. Then we export the cover and we open it either in Affinity Designer, or if they have Photoshop, they can use that. Affinity Designer is definitely the more affordable option and it works with CMYK values. So we were able to use Affinity to then change the color of the design really easily and then just export the artwork for print. So I just wanted to add that little note in here. If you're working with color that it doesn't matter about the values and you're just looking at about what it looks like, then Procreate will be fine. But if you ever need to provide precise percentages in those CMYK values, it's not going to be good enough. You're going to need another app. And if you're interested in finding out more about the gold foil card course, there's a link to all the details in the description below. I hope you got a lot from this video today and it helps you feel confident about producing high quality artwork that you can print straight from Procreate. And don't forget to grab that free cheat sheet below that has everything we've discussed here today so that you can refer to it whenever you need. Thanks for watching. Follow for more content like this and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.